Check 1, 2. That's right, man. Baby, Big Mike coming at you live and direct. Mac City Limits Radio Show. MacCity.com. Shout out to my boy B Money. Appreciate the Cash App, man. Appreciate the $20 Cash App. Appreciate my boy Mike. And appreciate a female. A female actually chimed in and gave a brother some money. What the fuck? A sister by the name of Nothing. She wishes to remain anonymous. Okay. Appreciate your Cash App too, young lady. Yeah, man, but let's get back to B Money, man. B Money. He let me see here. He wanted me to touch on, what's this dude name? Deshaun Watson. Not really a football head, man. Not really familiar with any of these cats, man, but there's obviously some shenanigans going on with this dude named Deshaun Watson. And at the same time, I'm going to talk about Derrick Jaxn as well. My God, man. What is going on in the world today? What is going on in the world today? I just don't know what to say about men, especially black men in particular these days. This show shouldn't be that long because I'm just utterly disgusted with what I'm seeing. Deshaun Watson, he's a quarterback for one of these NFL teams, man. The Texans, I believe. And I'm not really familiar with dude. I'm not really familiar with his situation. Only thing I really know is he's had such and such 22 women come out and make allegations towards him that he's, sexual allegations, sexual impropriety. And I'm getting sick of this shit, man. I'm getting sick of it in the aspect that a bitch can just say anything and ruin your goddamn life. I'm sick of it, man. No proof whatsoever. Look, if someone does something grimy to you of a sexual nature and it can be proven, then look, fair game, bruh. Fair game. But that's not what's happening these days, man. All a broad gotta do is just say you did it, man, and you're fucked. You are fucked. I'm sick of this shit, man. Yeah. And they killing me, man, on the news, man. They're saying shit like, what are these females saying? He made me feel uncomfortable. He touched me. He looked at me like, what? What kind of, come on, man. Oh, I can't take it no more, man. I fucking can't take it. Once again, if a dude actually did do something of a nefarious nature to a woman, let's say these females were actually trying to give him a massage, some legit shit, right? And then during the massage, he took his hand and he did try and manipulate vaginas and breasts and whatnot. Yeah. It's a no-go, man. You shouldn't be doing shit like that, man. How they are framing it is they're saying shit like, he touched me in an inappropriate way. That doesn't tell me anything. What is an inappropriate way? In the woman's mind's eye, inappropriate could be he put his hand on her shoulder. Or he put his hand on the small of her back. These are the fucked up games that they're playing out there, man. And so now he's got to go on some sort of tour to prove that he didn't touch anybody in an inappropriate way. I mean, what does that exactly mean? They got all this vague and ambiguous language to thoroughly and totally castrate black men. And black men are bowing to it. I mean, it's all through the culture. Every time I turn around, there's another black man bending the knee and apologizing, bowing and scraping. And that's why Donald Trump was such a goddamn breath of fresh air. Someone who did not apologize for being a fucking gangster, man. It was a beautiful thing to behold, I swear, man. Yes, he was not a black man, but still, he was somebody on some man shit, man. And I fucking loved it, man. I fucking loved it. And you see how the powers that be said, no, we can't have this shit, man. We can't have someone actually in the public eye giving the gynocracy the fucking finger. So, yeah, this Watson cat, man, if he is, in fact, putting his hands somewhere that they don't need to be, yeah, by all means, man, he needs to be punished accordingly, man. If he's touching boobs and vaginas and stuff, and I mean, and the female's like, hey, hands off, and he's still insisting that he can touch the goodies and the cookies, okay, yeah, I get that, man. But, you know, the vague and ambiguous language that they keep doing, man. Each time a brother comes on under fire, you know, they hit you with that bullshit, man. He used inappropriate language. They're not getting specific. Or they say, he touched me inappropriately. Can we get a little bit more specific here? Or like, what do you mean by that? What does this mean? I mean, inappropriate. What's inappropriate to me may not be inappropriate to you. I need specifics. I need you to be more precise with this language. But you don't need to be precise when it comes to black men. No, you don't need to be precise at all. You could be as vague and ambiguous as you want and as you like. And it's perfectly permissible to cook a brother. Yeah, man. I hope that he comes out of this okay. I hope nothing actually happened. But knowing my experience with women, I'm willing to bet that these are bullshit allegations. Bullshit allegations. Oh, no, Big Mike, what are you saying? Oh, you don't believe them? Fuck no, I don't believe them. Do you know how many broads did I know, man, that's in the game and will straight lie to your face about something like that without fucking hesitation? People who are students of the Mac City Scrolls, man, I mean, they know of the situation that I had with my girl Nish, man, where she actually was she was actually pissed off at this nigga who was allegedly her baby daddy. Turns out he was not, but she was like, I don't know, like 5 months pregnant or whatever. I'm taking her home one day. She see this nigga at the gas station. She tells me to pull over. Now, look, when she tells me to pull over at the gas station, I don't even know who this dude is, man. But she wanted me to pull over to the gas station, right? Because she led me to believe that she wanted to get something from the gas station, like go into the convenience store. But turns out she see this dude pumping gas. She want to go over and G-check him because he had been avoiding her because she was on that bullshit talking about this is your baby. And he was like, hell no, bitch, it's not my baby. You know what I mean? So he's out there pumping gas. I had no idea who this nigga is. So she go up and just start assaulting this dude. Start, yelling at him, screaming at him, and then it turned into a low-key fist fight. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? You know what I mean? I'm just totally surprised by this. So dude look over. He don't really know who the fuck I am, but he know that I'm with her. He yell at me, hey, fam, come get her, fam, because, he don't want to hurt her. But, he did reach back and smack that bitch. And he reached back to Nebraska and she did like a full 360, like, oh, like she wasn't expecting that shit. So I run up, grab her. She mad at me because she expected me to jump on the nigga. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm like, broads is ridiculous, man. They totally and thoroughly expected you to do dumb shit all in their name, right? So as soon as I grab her, he jumped in his ride. As soon as he get done topping off, and he mashes on the gas and he bounces. You know what I'm saying? She in her feelings madder than a son of a bitch, right? She gets on the phone. She starts calling 911. And I'm like, why are you calling 911? He assaulted me. I'm like, but you assaulted him first. She was like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck that nigga. You gonna lie for me, right? This bitch looked me dead in my face and wanted me to lie on this nigga. Wanted me to lie on him. And I told her to her face, I'm not going to lie for you. I'm going to tell the police exactly what the fuck happened when they show up. Police show up. She put on her best performance. She did, she's, since she a red bone, she light skinned, she had like a handprint on her face. And she deserved the shit. And they were like, damn. They was like, where is he at? And she was like, oh, he left and he hit me. But I mean, an Oscar-winning performance, bruh, for real. And so they like, oh, this is horrible. Why would he do such a thing? And they looked at her and they seen that she was pregnant. And they thought dude was a monster. They was like, oh, he's such a monster. Who would do this? Who would smack a pregnant woman? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just sitting there. I'm just keeping my mouth shut, man. I'm like, oh my God, bitch. I'm like, seriously, you really gonna do this to this dude? You know what I'm saying? So the police come to me. They was like, well, sir, what happened? And I told them exactly what the fuck happened. I said she told me to pull over to the convenience store under the guise of buying some water or buying something out of the convenience store. She sees this dude who I guess is allegedly the baby daddy, the father of her children. She starts arguing with him, talking crazy to him, getting all in his face, and then she physically assaulted him. He tried not to hit her. He originally tried to just restrain her, but she got too wild and he reached back and he smacked her. But of course, this is after she hit him 2 or 3 times. And they were like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, that's what happened. She was livid. She was pissed off because she was trying to paint this picture that he was the monster, like he was the one that instigated it. And her conscience was totally clear about lying on this dude, man. And it has been my experience that when a female feels that she's been done wrong, that she's been done dirty, all's fair in love and war, man. She will cook your goose. I really don't know a lot about this Deshaun Watson cat. Don't really know much about his character. If I were a betting man, I would think that he's possibly abusing his star power with these females. And he's abusing it in a way where he's meeting up with them and he's getting off certain things. He may be having some sort of sexual intercourse with them or some sort of sexual activity. And after the sexual activity is done, then he basically bounces and he never communicates with them again, never talks to them again. Pretty much treats them like hoes and strags. And it's my humble opinion that a lot of these females thought that they were special. And when they find out that they're not special, it hurts them to their heart. And they want to get some get back. Because more than likely he was on some dirty Mac shit, man. Because he was lying to him and telling him, oh, baby, you're the bee's knees. I love you and I got to have you. And then once he gets what he wants, then he's in the wind. And for many of these females, it's just hard for their ego to handle. And when they hear that now he's in the hot seat for sexual impropriety, then they start coming out the woodwork. Now they're like, oh, okay. Yeah, nigga, I got you. Uh-huh. You did me dirty. You said that I was the only one. You said that I was special. I gave you access to this nookie. And after I give you access to it, then you want to kick me to the curb? Well, I got something for you, Negro. And so now we have the gynocratic media once again emasculating black men, treating black men like boys. I mean, seriously, man. All of this goddamn apologizing, all this bowing, all this scraping before bitches. It's ridiculous, man. So, I don't really know a lot about this case. I don't really know a lot about the allegations because, like I said, they're very vague and ambiguous. But if I really was a betting man, I would say that the majority of these allegations are bullshit. You might have a couple that might be legit, but I think there's just a lot of broads butthurt that they thought that they were special, and they found out they weren't. And when he never returned their calls, yeah, now it's time for them to get some get back. Now it's time to dogpile on this nigga and get some money. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that shit, man. But yeah, chicks are very notorious for straight up lying to your face, and not only to your face, but to the authorities as well. I've lost count how many times a broad lied to me about something of a sexual heinous nature, man. And that is, that's very sad, man, because you don't want anyone out here being abused sexually, man. You don't want that shit, man. But there's just so many women out here lying about this shit. And today's climate, it's perfectly permissible to do it. Especially when there's a pot of gold at the end of the accusation. But let's talk about your boy Derrick Jaxn. Let's talk about your boy Derrick Jaxn, man. All right, now. Derrick Jaxn. Oh, my God, man. This dude is just absolutely disgusting, man. He just makes my flesh crawl, man. I cannot stand goddamn Derrick Jaxn, man. He is what is wrong with the world today, man. The world is going to shit. It's going to hell in a handbasket because men are not being men. Point blank period, man. Men are not being so-called allowed or permitted to raise their kids. They're not being allowed or permitted to check their women. So here he is. He's bowing and scraping and he's apologizing and, God and Jesus and love and the Bible. Like, oh my God. I just want to vomit, nigga. I want to fucking vomit, man. You know what I mean? The way that he panders to goddamn broads, man. And, just how these females, they just eat that shit up, man. It's like sopping up syrup with a biscuit. It's like, you bitches, man, I don't know where to start with it, man. It just shows you the power of suggestion. It really does. Because I remember being a corrections officer, man, and I had this one beef with an inmate, right? With a convict. And this convict, he was well known for going both ways, right? Yeah, he was well known for going both ways. I mean, I would see his chick come and see him on visits, and they would be holding hands and they'd be hugging and they would kiss, you know what I mean? And, which was, not permissible, but, it would still go on and shit. And I'd be saying to myself, ugh, this chick just don't know, you know what I mean? And, this nigga, he go both ways. When she go home after the visit, he gonna be having sexual relations with the resident sissy that's in the block, you know what I mean? Yeah, he claimed that he was a top, that he was always the one that was pitching and not receiving. But, rumor was that he did both. He pitched and received. And the pitching and receiving is really irrelevant. If you're pitching and receiving, it's still homosexuality. It doesn't really matter, but still. Me and this dude, we did not like each other, not at all, man. You know what I mean? We just had a personality conflict, personality clash and shit. And one day I'm going through the dude's cell, right? And I'm doing a cell search, and I see a letter addressed to the sissy from this dude who claimed to be such a goddamn gangster, right? And I did some dirty macking shit, man. I took the letter and I pocketed the shit, right? And I knew who the female was, and I knew where she stayed. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to fix this nigga. I'm going to show and prove, so the female knew the nigga's handwriting, you know what I mean? So I knew if I gave her this letter, that she would know beyond a shadow of a doubt that what I was saying was true, right? So just one day, I show up out the blue at her crib in the projects, knock on the door, introduce myself, tell her who I am. Now, keep in mind, I'm a young man. I'm not really thinking straight. Here I am, some strange nigga she don't know, just popping up and gonna give her this sort of bad news, you know what I mean? But, I'm not really thinking how far or how deep the rabbit hole go with how effective the brainwashing go with a broad. You know what I mean? So I go there, knock on the door, introduce myself, and I tell her, under the guise of her personal safety, because, there was a lot of hepatitis being passed around in the prison and shit, right? So I basically tell her, yeah, your boy is, he go both ways, and I think that you should be, mindful of that. You should be leery of that. And she was like, excuse me, hello, who are you? And what the fuck are you doing here? Then I give her the letter, and this is the letter that is addressed to the sissy, you know what I mean? Just showing and proving that your boy is involved in homosexual behavior and whatever. And that bitch cussed me the fuck out, man. She cussed me the fuck out. What she told me was, nigga, fuck you. You just jealous because my man is sexy and he's fine and he's a slim. And look at you, you a fat fuck. And I'm like, ooh, wee, goddamn. You know what I mean? Shit. I'm like, okay, this was a bad idea. Like I said, I was a youngster in the game, man, not really knowing the fuck I was what the fuck I was doing, man. So, yeah, I had to chalk that up as an L. Shit. And then come to find out, she basically told the inmate, the convict, that I had paid her a visit, and I had actually stole the letter, trying to implicate him in homosexual activities. And he got real sore about that shit, you know what I mean? Real sore. And so then I got started some shit where, then he snitched on a nigga, man. Try to get me in trouble with the powers that be in the prison and shit, because what I did, that was out of pocket. Me and homeboys' drama, our war, goes deep. But y'all get the picture, man. Y'all get the picture. I mean, even faced with evidence, this bitch, right there in black and white, the dude writing the sissy, I love you and I need you and I can't live without you. I mean, they having sexual liaisons and rendezvous all over the place. Then when visits come, the female come on up there. Ooh, my man is sexy. He is slim and I love me some him, and, rubbing on her, kissing on her and shit, I'm like, well, I'm gonna fix your ass, nigga. Okay. But I learned a valuable lesson with that situation, man. I mean, it was real simple. Once again, we go back to the mantra, don't save her, she don't want to be saved. All you brothers out there in YouTube and in social media, y'all been trying to save these broads from the likes of Derrick Jaxn. Stop it. They don't want to be saved. They want to live in their lie. They want to live in their delusion. They wouldn't give a fuck if Derrick Jaxn got caught messing with a sissy. They wouldn't care. Why? Because Derrick Jaxn tells them whatever the fuck they want to hear, man. And the reality is that Derrick Jackson's going to be bigger and better than ever. This ain't going to stop homeboy, man. The mind of a woman is a fucked up thing. Trust and believe me, man. He's going to get some traction for this. He's going to be able to flip this somehow. And he's going to make more money off of it. And he's going to get more support. Because even though he got caught dead to rights cheating on his chick, right? Oh, yeah, I neglected to say that. What is the main problem with Derrick Jaxn? Derrick Jaxn is this guy that panders and says a lot of bullshit to women, black women, that's really totally unrealistic. And he says a lot of shit like, you're a queen and you're a goddess and black men shouldn't be cheating on you. Any black man that cheats on you, he doesn't deserve you. And then, of course, he gets caught cheating on his broad. You know what I mean? But anybody that's worth their salt, that's in the game, can look and listen to this dude and tell that he's full of shit. But with black women, they don't care. You know how many times I've counseled black women, man, and I sat them down, and they was like mentally disturbed and distraught because, you know, they was involved with a certain dude. And then they told me that I'm done with him, fuck him, I ain't never talking to him again. He's bad for me. He's bad for me, Mike. I don't know why I fucked with him. I'm like, oh, so you sure? You done? You're not fucking with him no more? No, I'm not fucking with him no more. He beat on me. There ain't no reason to be beating on me like that. And I'm like, okay, all right. I hear you. I hear you. And of course, this is when I'm older and a little bit more seasoned in the game. I know that the broad is full of shit. Because lo and behold, a week later, the same dude that she claimed that she didn't want to fuck with anymore because he was abusive. Guess what? She right back under the nigga, you know what I'm saying? So I wasted good time and energy trying to save this bitch. Only to no avail. Only to no avail, man. So when I look at Derrick Jaxn, I see what he's going through. I already know what's happening. I already know what's going to happen. Absolutely nothing's going to happen. Because in today's climate, it is in vogue for black men to be weak-kneed, spineless, yellow-bellied cowards. Because every time you turn around, there's a black man on social media or on TV on his knees apologizing. The optics, gentlemen, the optics are bad. I mean, really, man. There's very few places that you're going to be able to go in cyberspace and in media where you get to see men be men. What needs to happen is Derrick Jaxn needs to look his woman in the eye and be like, yes, I got me some extra. It is what it is. Deal with it. That's what needs to happen. In order to course correct this bullshit that we got going on in society, because society is, make no mistake about it, it is crumbling. And it's crumbling because men are not allowed to be men. And I hate to say allowed, because actually it's men who are orchestrating this movement. You have men on high in high places who are putting forth a concentrated effort to hold other men in bondage who are below them. And they're doing it by diabolical, nefarious means. And they're doing it by the gynocracy. It's a brilliant plan. It's a brilliant strategy, actually. Because for the most part, a man's nature is kind of simpish, man, because you want to protect women. You don't want to hurt women. So by using women as a firewall and as a stumbling block to thwart world domination, men will be none the wiser. I mean, if you have men who are strong and who are forceful and are dynamic, you don't want to come against women. You just don't want to do it. And the unseen hand, the powers that be, the social engineers, know how to manipulate and finagle a situation so that men do not want to buck the system. Because the optics, it just looks bad because they're coming against women. Yes, women are at the forefront or the tip of the spear of this new world order, man. Make no mistake about that shit. Yes, feminine energy is being used to destroy your black ass. And he's on there with his chick, man, apologizing to all of his subscribers and everybody who fills his coffers and shit, man. And it's really disgusting and sickening listening to the religious aspect of it. And God in the Bible. And I'm just like, oh my God, man. Man. You know, you really wish that he was more so of a Old Testament type dude, because if he was really an Old Testament type dude, he'd be a gangster with it. Because the Old Testament basically states you can have as many women as you want, as long as you can take care of them. And you could basically tell your broad to sit the fuck down somewhere and shut the fuck up and make me a sandwich. Yes, Big Mike is a dinosaur. Yes, you know, and that's why I tricks hard. Because I have no time for bullshit, man. No time for bullshit. I need total and complete cooperation. And believe it or not, that's what you get when you trick, man. Some would argue you can get that cooperation without tricking. Yeah, that can happen. But I prefer just to do business with women. Today's woman wants to be a whore, while she wants you to be a good guy, and she wants you to take her on dates. But at the same time, like I said, man, she wants to be a whore about it. And then she has the nerve and the audacity to bring you up on charges when you play the game just as dirty as she plays it. So yeah, man, make no mistake, the hunt is on and you are the prey. We are now, without a doubt, living in George Orwell's 1984, where you have the telescreens plastered all over the place and people are apologizing for being an accomplice of Goldstein, apologizing for everything and for nothing at the same time. So that's all I got to say about that, man. Appreciate your B-Money and Mike for those cash apps. It's always appreciated, man. And also to individuals that's hitting me up behind the scenes, once again, with the emails, talking about Angry Man, giving me your disdain and your hate for Angry Man. Look, you can stop that shit, okay? I think maybe I gave the wrong impression here. More than likely I did. I didn't make these two shows to just blatantly hate on the nigga. You know what I mean? I am not one of his peons, no doubt. I'm not a cheerleader. I'm not a pom-pom waver. But I really don't hate the nigga at the same time, man. You know what I mean? I am allowed to have disagreements about some of the things that he says, some of the things that he does, and some of his behaviors. That's all that was about. So I'm leaving this shit alone. I have spoken. I just want the nigga to dial back some of that woe is me energy. That's all. He might feel some type of way about it, but it is what it is, man. But I'm done with it, man. Just giving your boy some constructive criticism, man. And once again, you can go to my Patreon, www.patreon.com, Max City Limits. Once again, go to Patreon and type in Max City Limits for more earth-shattering, groundbreaking content. No one gives you more receipts in the game than Big Mike. No one gives you more receipts in the game than Big Mike. There's a lot of cats out here that talk a good game. They did this, they did that, they've been here, they've been there. But check it out, man. No one shows you like Big Mike shows you, man. If I said I've been somewhere, if I said I did something, I show you in black and white. I show you in scribe, I show you in video, I show you in photo. Ain't no guesswork with me, man. I do not lie to the crew. So once again, what's needed right about now in society, we need men to grab their nuts, look their chicks in the face, and let them know, I'm the man, I run this shit, and I don't give a fuck what you want, and I don't give two fucks what you like. Ooh, you want to talk about some dinosaur energy. That's some dinosaur energy right there. I am definitely a throwback. I am a T-Rex to where men were fucking men. I gotta admit, man, but for the most part, man, I am sickened by this culture of weak-kneed, yellow-bellied motherfucking niggas, man. Well, anyway, man, let me get up out of here, man, before I really start talking crazy. I've already started, man. But, man, peace to the crew, man. I'm out.